Welcome back to What If Naruto Had a Rinnegan Part 10. Last time, we were in the beginning stages of the Chunin exam. They had their first test with the door looking different. Then they had the interaction with Rock Lee briefly in his group. Now, someone did bring up, and it's a fair question to say, that because Sasuke didn't blurt out that the room was under a genjutsu, the sign, would Neji's team notice it? Well, honestly, yes, they had Neji and Tentenly, and they were pretty smart, quite frankly. Even though they didn't initially figure it out, to the best of our knowledge, they didn't. They probably would prior to that, so they will be there. But that is not where we are at right now, folks. We are at a little reunion. So they get in there, and there's all the teams. And it's like, wow, everyone's here, and looking pretty stacked, huh? Yeah, it really is. It's like, Sasuke! As Sasuke, oh no, and then Sakura of all people goes like, did you miss me, Sasuke? I missed you. Oh, of course you would. I mean, it must be boring with Naruto Hinata. No offense, Hinata. And Kiba and Shino, walk over. It's like, yeesh. It's just Sasuke this, Sasuke that. Or maybe she can get some of it out of her system. Ugh. It's like, and indeed, she is a bit obnoxious. A bit obnoxious? Are you kidding me, man? It's like, Kiba, Shino, how you doing? Not too bad, Naruto. How's things been with you guys? We've had a few, close calls, but nothing we can't handle. And it's like, really close calls, and I don't think it's public knowledge, at least not on their general record, except for like their ninja card. I'm sure their ninja card reads that they had an A-rank mission. But seeing as I doubt Kiba and Shino get around to, reading those ninja cards, then there's no reason they would know that. And it's like, oh yeah, we just had a mission that got a little tougher than we thought, but we handled it, no problem. He just kind of brushes off. It's like, Kiba's just like, yeah, whatever. I bet we could have handled it, no problem. Right, Shino? It's very possible. And Shino's kind of looking at Naruto a little suspiciously, because Shino was always a very analytic, very intelligent character, and very rare. Plus, his bugs react to chakra. And Naruto's probably always, I would imagine Naruto's always had given his bugs a interesting reaction. Yeah, I mean, there's no proof of that in the series with his chakra, but combined with the Rinnegan, that I imagine he's always had a weird vibe off Naruto. Hinata goes up and says hello, to which, Shikamaru says, could you guys keep it down? Seriously. We don't want everyone hating us. And, Shikamaru and, Ino shows up, and, I'll admit, we're now 10 in. I think it was chapter 2 or part 2 where I kind of established how the group. I don't think I had Ino be a fangirl of Naruto's. And if she was, she would probably, I think she's a bit more reserved just because of how Naruto acts. Because Naruto at least probably gives them the time of the day. Or gave them the time of the day. But either way, I don't think I did that. I don't think. And if I did, just correct me in the comments. And I will correct it as such. Either way, so here's two scenarios. A, she goes and fights over Sasuke with Sakura, who eventually, gets the buzz like, yeah! It's like, Sasuke! Or it's like, Naruto! And she grabs onto Naruto, which is like, hi, how you doing? And like, have you missed me, Naruto? Oh, I missed you so much. She's like, it's nice to see you too, but you're choking me just a little bit. Meanwhile, and then Ino quickly gets a weird vibe, and she looks, and Hinata is giving her a very uncomfortable, but not necessarily a death glare, because Hinata is not like that type of person, at least not yet. The motherly terror is definitely there in Boruto, from what I understand, but she's not giving the death glare to Ino quite at this point. However, she is giving Ino a look where Ino goes, just like, hi, Hinata, how are you doing? He's like, I'm just fine, And then finally, Kabuto just, comes by and says, yeah, you might want to keep it down. You're kind of getting all the attention at you, or drawn to us. And, sure enough, they're all staring at him. And I don't think, and this is not Naruto where, I'm going to beat everyone so you believe it. No, I don't think Naruto, because again, he's now had the experience of not only taking life, but taking all that information into his head. Like, Naruto's definitely very quickly too matured up a solid. He's still very jovial and happy-go-lucky and all that, but he's now got the weight of the world on his shoulders in many ways because he's seen all of what Gato's done, and it's dirty, including things that probably Naruto would probably be 12 at that point still, but no 12-year-old should see. Rape, murder, you name it, he's probably done it. So Naruto still has that, but he's learning to live with it, and he's still, keeping his spirits up and, keeping on his dream and all that goodness. But it also, jades a little bit and gives him presence of mind to think about his actions before he does it. Meanwhile, you get the you get this whole Sasuke asking about the ninja card thing. Rock Lee, obviously, I believe he asked about Neji, Rock Lee, and Gaara. I think those are the three that they ask, and they give the recommended information. And obviously Dosu and them basically get involved, and that skirmish. Sure, long story short, nothing drastically changes. Ibiki comes in, gives them the exam, talks about the exam. All right, we're going to do the exam. Here we go. Now, once you get into the written exam, there is a difference that Naruto can't be seated next to Hinata. Because Hinata is a teammate. I believe that was a rule. You can't be seated next to one of your teammates. And so all we really have to do is swap out, say, Sakura and Hinata, and there you go. Now, again, remember, Sakura doesn't hate Naruto in this one. She's actually pretty fine with Naruto. He's never bugged her very much or anything like that. No, he's been perfectly fine and reasonable, so she's perfectly fine and reasonable back to him. She's just still obsessed with Sasuke. So coming down to the written exam, you might think, well, Naruto is going to be able to completely get this no problem. And if he wanted to take someone's soul out of their body, kill them, and take that information, sure, he could do that. But when you actually break it down, unless Naruto was like you did, it just whispered, Basho Tenin, and just pulled someone's papers, like, what? It's like, whoopsie. It's like, is this yours? No, it wouldn't work. Because I don't know if his control's that finite at this point. I wouldn't imagine so. But when you break it down, all of his jutsu that he knows right now, the Water Needle Jutsu, Raging Torrent, Earth, and none of his basic elemental jutsus work in this. The Shadow Clone Shuriken Jutsu does not work for this. Rinnegan abilities Pretapath does not work. His Shinra and Basho Tenin, Shinra Tensei Basho Tenin, no good in this scenario. Azura Path, no good in this scenario. Human Path, no good in this scenario. Despite having the Rinnegan actually gives him nothing. Here's the thing, you might say, oh, well, I can just copy off someone's paper, like the Sharingan. No, it can't. Rinnegan doesn't have that ability. Rinnegan, for all its abilities, the Sharingan has abilities Rinnegan does not have. Someone made a mention about, they both have Genjutsu. It's like, no, they don't. In the comments, like, where'd you get the idea that the Rinnegan had Genjutsu? Unless the whole idea of a unique ability per Rinnegan exists, and maybe one of them is a... To be clear, the Infinite Tsukuyomi, I don't believe is a Genjutsu through the Rinnegan so much as the fact that Madara had a Sharingan prior to that. So he had not just a Rinnegan, but all the abilities that his Sharingan had as well. So combining the two is what allowed him to do the Infinite Tsukuyomi. I believe. Was it Madara or was it Kaguya who did that, actually? Now that I think about it. I can't remember who did the Infinite Tsukuyomi. Hold on. I do want to look that up, because I know one of them did it. And Kaguya has does not have a Rinnegan. Kaguya has a Rin Sharingan. She has something that's beyond a Rinnegan. Infinite Tsukuyomi. Okay, the Infinite Tsukuyomi. So was it Madara who did it, or was it Kaguya who did it? Let's see here now. Illusion and I know what it does. Users. Okay. Kaguya could use it as well. So I want to remember who used it in the Fourth Shinobi War. I mean, either way, Madara. So yeah, both of them could use it, and Obito could use it too, because that was the ultimate game plan. Anyway, so yes, the Sharingan, in theory, the Rinnegan could have a Genjutsu available, but the fact of the matter is that both Obito and Madara had a Sharingan prior to the Rinnegan, so they had it on top of their Rinnegan, which add the power of the Rinnegan with the Sharingan. There you go. And Kaguya has a evolved Rinnegan. She has a Rin Sharingan, if you will. So she has a merged version of that. So that's why. So I think it's a combination of both. So that's why you can't use Genjutsu, I think, with the Rinnegan. Just straight Rinnegan, anyway. Now, that being said, you might say, well, they all had Rinnegans in their eyes. That is true, but remember, the Infinite Tsukiyomi has a the Infinite Tsukiyomi has a Rin Sharingan symbol to it. So, obviously, it's clearly a combination of both. Anywho, so Naruto's still... I don't think Naruto's freaking out, though, because Naruto, in this version, is definitely more capable academically than he was in the original, but even he realizes that these questions are too difficult for most shinobi, even someone of his age. That said, he does have he didn't gain the intelligence per se of Gato, but he does have a little bit of a heightened intelligence thanks to the human path giving him more knowledge. I'd say he could probably, because I believe there's 10 questions, 9 of them he had answered, and then the 10th one was obviously the psych out choice. So I'd imagine Naruto could get maybe roughly half of them, right, give or take. And then he realizes, like, this doesn't make any sense. I can't get any of these done. And then Naruto, I think, is smart enough to figure it out at this point that this is just part of the test. So anyway, you get to the whole, anyone else want to give up? And then Naruto's just, kind of holding his hand up and then smacks it down. It's not as much as that he's giving up. It's just like, he just slowly, but he doesn't break the look like he's, excuse me. Let me try that sentence again. He doesn't break that look he's giving Ibiki. Just, boom! Don't underestimate me. Don't quit. I don't go back on my word. That's my ninja way. Are you sure? No way. I'm not giving up. And Hinata and Sasuke are just like, yeah, that's our teammate. It's like, fine, you all pass. It was it was all test. Da 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 da. And then boom, in comes Anko, the sexy Kunoichi. Anko. Actually, I can't remember what her last name is. It's M something. Mirashia. Anko Mitsu. Anko. What's Anko's last name? Let's see. Anko. Oh, Anko Mitarashi. That I realize now I've never actually had to say her last name out loud before. Anko Mitarashi it is. At least that's the name I found. So I assume it's I do assume that's her last name. Anywho. So she's a fan favorite, but she actually doesn't get a huge amount of screen time when you really think about it. I mean, think about that for a second. She actually plays a solid part in the Chunin arc, Chunin exams to some degree. But after that, she just randomly shows up. That's it. And yeah, other than she shows up briefly in Shippuden and gets captured, then she puts on weight in Boruto. So yeah. Anywho, so basically, she leads him to the forest to death. And Naruto, I think is, again, more respectful about this than he is. So he doesn't get that cut on his cheek, first and foremost. She doesn't have to, like, show off as, like, studs like you. Though I think Kiba might, I can imagine Kiba barking up a little bit to put a pun in there. So slicing Kiba's cheeks, tough guys like you are the first ones to die. Here's your kunai back. Thank you, Grashkorochi. But next time I might accidentally kill you. Of course. So they hand him the scroll, and give me 1 second. I always forget which scroll it is they get. And people always remind me, and I always forget about this. Okay, so Chunin exam arc. There we go. Chunin exam. The Chunin exams. Okay, so I always forget this part. What scroll did they get? Let's see now. Second stage, Forest of Death. If their team loses it, was it Earth or Heaven scroll they had? Participants. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, right on. It has teams. Okay, Team 7 had a Heaven Scroll starting. Whew. Finally got it. Finally now know. So, they're trying to work on a strategy. Basically, and they've been working together enough to know which order they should probably stay in if they're like in a group. But they're talking it out, and everyone's ready, and they begin, and Team 8 still passes very quickly. Because they have both Kiba and Shino, and they the whole leeches came down and pretty pretty sure Shino killed those guys. Shino's a cold-blooded man. I always did like Shino. But they also have Sakura, and despite how Sakura is personality-wise, they make mention in the canon that she had a talent for genjutsu. Why they never capitalized on that, I have no idea. But because she has a knack is on her Kurenai, I'm guessing she's learned a good couple genjutsu, which would be very useful in these kind of scenarios, which she probably has used and helped themselves out and made it through there. And they made it through the wilderness. So then Naruto, it says he has to use the bathroom. So he goes and uses the bathroom. However, unlike prior to the original, they actually hear a brief scuffle, only to have Naruto just boom. It's like cut one. This guy tried to sneak up on me while I was taking a leak. Of all the freaking nerve, dude, that's a sacred thing. It's like, you're just lucky you didn't catch me taking a crap. It's a little like, Naruto. It's like, does he have a scroll? No, this guy doesn't have the scroll on him. Darn it. And then the other Rain Ninja comes in and tries to save him. Unfortunately, they have Sasuke and Hinata there as well. Hinata using lightning threads to actually get the electricity and just kind of throw the kunai into the floor, into the wood a little bit. It's like, what was that? What the hell was that? Hinata, I can imagine, has, I believe, probably the best chakra control of the three. Naruto's large reserves and Kurama make chakra control very difficult, even with the Rinnegan and training with that. Sasuke has pretty good control, but I would imagine Hinata would have, because again, I'm pretty sure Hinata probably has the least amount of reserves among the three. I'm not saying it's because she's a girl or anything like that. I'm just saying she strikes me as someone who did not have large reserves to begin with. Shippuden's a different story, but we're talking about the first part of the story. But she probably, because of the Byakugan, she probably has finer control because she needs chakra points and, closing them and all that. So it would make sense to me that she'd have better chakra control. So she probably has learned to some degree to control the lightning threads and actually, navigate like kunai and stuff out of the way. She can't do it on a lot of objects. Like at max, she's only got 5 fingers. So unless they're all in a row, she can maybe arc the bolts and maybe throw them back with a lot of training and practice. Something I could say hold off for like Shippuden era, where she's really like a whole barrage of kunai and shuriken come at her, just lightning threads them and just. If you saw the last episode of Umbrella Academy this season, kind of what Diego does. I'm not going to spoil exactly, but kind of like what Diego does with the bullets in that scene, something like that. But anyway, Hinata, grabs the kunai, and Sasuke comes, knocks out the other guy right off the bat. It's like, where's the third guy? Where's the third member? Hinata, and Hinata's like, Byakugan, and then she's looking, got him. Naruto, Basho Tenin! And just pulls him, what the? And then just clotheslines him, just boom! It's like, and then just pre-pass him a little bit. And Rain Ninja. If I'm not forgetting, let's see, where was defeated by Team Oboro? They also had a Heaven Scroll. Oh, that's dirty. That's dirty. They both had a Heaven Scroll. So they get the Heaven Scroll, and it's like, oh, we got 2. Well, better have an extra than nothing else, right? And they held one on to, they gave one to Hinata, Sasuke's got the other one. But this guy tried to. So what are we gonna do now? I'm not sure exactly, but we gotta keep our wits about us. All of a sudden, the Winjutsu comes. And they're getting blown back. Naruto, however, creates the mud wall immediately, just boom, and it does hold them off. And Orochimaru is actually, one of them was able to block my attack. I wasn't able to separate them. This should be interesting. It's like, so what the heck is going on here? What was that? It's like that was not just a gust of wind. That was a jutsu. Very good. So little ones. Uh, I was hoping to separate you and just play with your friend here, but it seems that fate has given us other plans. So then, is it, so you came for our scroll? Indeed. And let me just, team, Orochimaru had the Earth Scroll. So, if you want my scroll, then you have to get it. Well, well, that's gross. It's like, indeed, now let us fight with our lives on the line. I just like that look. I guess, lives on the line. It's like, and they all freeze. Even like everyone freezes to a certain degree. Like, obviously, it's for Hinata and Sasuke, it's about as bad for them as it was initially. Although, because this isn't Genjutsu, this is killing intent. Now, that being said, I think Naruto is a bit, again, that whole human path thing, I really need to keep bringing that back up, is that really changes you. And Naruto also obviously had to experience Zabuza's killing intent. Plus, unlike Sasuke and Hinata, he had to spend a lot of his younger years avoiding being killed, or at least beaten to a pulp. So he's used to it a bit more. So unlike just like Sasuke, who can move a little bit, Naruto's moving a little bit more. It's like you are not. We got to get out of here. It wouldn't matter. It's like, what do you mean it wouldn't matter? We got to get out of here. Hinata. It's okay. And then, he puts a little chakra into her, kind of fresh, perk her back up. It's like, she kind of like regains, says, what was that? And Naruto is huffing a little bit because like the intensity of it, it's like it's killing it. It's killing intent. It's like what happened with Zabuza and Kakashi says, but this is something on a whole nother level. So you're aware of it. I'm impressed, Naruto. You're much more capable than I could have imagined, but I'm not really in the mood to play with you. So why don't I give you someone to play with while I entertain you while I play with Sasuke? Summoning Jutsu! Boom! Actually, I'm doing more Orochimaru's voice. It's summoning Jutsu. Boom! And then the snake comes like, ah! And it's like, Hinata, get out of it! Move! And the Hinata can barely move. It's like, Shinra! And the Naruto just has to react. He has right to Shinra Tensei as the snake comes down. And basically what happens is he basically breaks the snake's jutsu. And pretty much just make a giant snake balloon pop. Just as he's about to target Sasuke, he sees the snake basically jettison back. Just and Naruto put a lot of chakra in it. So the Genjutsu doesn't immediately, or the Jutsu anyway, doesn't immediately reactivate. And Orochimaru catches them like, those eyes, it can't be. And Naruto's like, Sasuke, no, get out, snap out of it. You really are something special, aren't you, Naruto? So he quickly looking at Naruto like, Fire style, fireball. He makes a clone jutsu. Fire style, fireball jutsu. Wind style, dual kill pump. Collaboration art. Burst or kata. I'm trying to think. Gale flame stream. I'm just making this up. Gale flame stream. Poof. And, Orochimaru's like, what fortunes today? 2 for 1. And now Sasuke's like, Sasuke, snap out of it, damn it! And Sasuke's still just, because he's still reliving Itachi and everything at the moment. Hinata! So tell me, Naruto, how could you have acquired such beautiful eyes? And Naruto realizes, like, oh crap. And he realizes that his jutsu's still off. Like, well, screw it. None of your, wish I could tell you, lousy snake. It's like, shut up! And he just grabs the shirt and like, is that all you can do, Naruto? No, with those eyes, I thought there'd be more beauty, much more you could offer me. And then all of a sudden, Shadow Jutsu, brrr, just goes like, Naruto actually has to get out of the way now. It's like, how about this? Lightning style. Lightning threads. Naruto's now, because he's having to put all his effort into Sasuke. Snap. And all of a sudden, he just Out of it! KO bomb! Boom! And Sasuke finally just, boom! Oh! What is it? Come on, Sasuke. When the hell have you been such a coward all your life? How are you gonna stop? How are you gonna bring Itachi back and bring him back after what he did if you can't even face up to one freaking challenge? Yeah, indeed, Sasuke. How could you? Itachi would be so disappointed in you as he just cracks the lightning attack open, just comes in and Naruto. All of a sudden, he has this, just coming in, and Naruto's like, Shinra Tensei! He braces, just, my word, nah, that's more like it. So tell me, what else can you do, Naruto? Is this all you have? Because if it is, and then all of a sudden he's right behind Naruto, I'm sorely disappointed. Basically, he's about to just do a jutsu, but Sasuke comes in, just cracks him in the next. That's better. Oh, Sasuke, I'd almost forgotten about you. To think the Sharingan and the Rinnegan at my very tips. It's so delighting. It's orgasmic, and there was just basically ready to face off. Like, you finally snapped out of it. Snapped out of it, man. It's like, just don't slow me down, Naruto. I was like, that's what I like to hear. I was like, so come then. Perhaps I'll give you both a gift. Then the fight starts to go down, and they are now both on Orochimaru, who, let's be honest, was toying with Sasuke in their fight. But 2-on-1 and Naruto briefly putting the pre-path work in. It is factoring into Orochimaru. Orochimaru is realizing that he's saying, I'm out of breath. How is that possible? How is that possible? And Naruto he sees now Naruto's not as haggard anymore. Could he be siphoning my chakra? How? Does that? Of course. And he just smiles like, what a wondrous day it is indeed. And for my thanks for showing me such wonderful beauty, such wonderful offerings. I shall offer you both a gift. A paralysis jutsu. And both Naruto and Sasuke are just, I can't move. Neither can I. Say, so you first, Sasuke. And he comes in and just, and Sasuke, Hinata comes in. She's able to get up, saying, no, one down. Now for you, Naruto. And Hinata tries to get in. Just, I did not forget. I did think you were able to work up the courage to strike. Still, I'm not interested in the Byakugan at this time. Because, let's be honest, he's had the opportunity probably to get a Byakugan. He just hasn't. So he's like, right now, the Sharingan, there's more than enough of you got around for me to bide my time. However, the Sharingan and the Rinnegan are quite rare prizes. So, and he just grabs she kind of goes into a tree. She's able to correct herself, but is stuck. Now, Naruto, I'll give you the very same gift I gave your friend. Sasuke's on the ground. No. And, it's just, he comes in, and Naruto just has to think quick on his feet, just because he can't even aim his Shinra Tensei at all. Because anytime we saw it was Nagato, or Pain in this case, using his hands. So he had to direct it. He can't move his hands or arms at the moment. It's like, no. He just thinks as quick as he can. He can't even. Naruto would use the human bath if he could at this point. He can't. He's still frozen. He's the first thing that he knows he's got to do the one thing he doesn't like to do, even almost as much as the human bath. And as Orochimaru comes in, Azura path. All of a sudden, Naruto's just got the blade tail, and all of a sudden, his arms, even though they can't move on their own free will quite yet, turn into just missiles and just. It's like, suck it! Boom! Which just blows it. He just goes flying, like almost a kilometer away, just boom, big explosion like a mushroom cloud in the forest death. Everyone knows, like, what the hell? Just Naruto's like, Naruto's now just huffing and puffing. I hate using that one. Orochimaru isn't dead, but he's not doing well. And he's mangled. He's missing limbs. He does basically, I can't remember the snake shedding technique where he basically heals himself. I mean, just ah, ah. To think that Rinnegan could possess such ability like that, even under paralysis. Ah, such a beautiful find indeed. You may have escaped me this time, Naruto, but we'll meet again. And I still got my prize on Sasuke. The day hasn't been a loss of anything. It has been it has been a day full of discovery, and I will eventually reap the rewards. Meanwhile, Sasuke just finally passes. Sasuke! And it's like, so Naruto, what are we gonna do? We gotta get him out of here. We gotta. And Naruto's like, oh, I'm okay. I'm just tired. Used up a lot of chakra. And so I was like, we gotta find someplace safe to hide, that takes Sasuke. Now keep in mind, they still have both their heaven scrolls. So yeah, I mean, they have all their scrolls. But yeah, so they gotta take Sasuke out of there for the time being. Until then, though, that is where we're ending part 10. What did you think of this part? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I think it's okay. But I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, who wants to review something, put in the comments below and let us know. We'll do a review at some point. Hit that bell for notifications. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if. Anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks next time. Later.